Well, hello, my inky crafty friends. It's Haley Dyer, the Inky Scrapper. This is my usual time for a Thursday night live, a weekly Thursday night live at 7:30, and it is day 3 of my May through August new catalog, new product launch. And tonight we're gonna take a peek at the Silly Old Bear Suite collection. But before we do that, here is the in color card that I made on last night's live. Couple things I would have done differently, but I'm not going to bother with that because I think it's still a lovely card. I think anybody would enjoy getting that. And I did use basic beige cardstock for the neutral matte. So that was last night's card that I made live. You can go back and watch it on replay. And tonight, like I said, we're going to focus on Silly Old Bear. And I have a little word for you. If you've been following along, then you know what to do. This is number 5 of our words, and 6 will be tonight. And if you will either email me or direct message me with the entire secret phrase by 7:30 p.m. on Friday, so you've got 24 hours to respond, and also include your mailing address, especially if you're not local, I'm going to send you a little prize. It's just a little token of appreciation, but I think it's something you might like. So we'll see. But tonight we're going to play, like I said, with the Silly Old Bear. You can see that I've already cut out some of these frames. We do have the dies to match. So I've got them right over here. These dies are amazing. Even if you're like, I'm not into bears, it's not my thing. If you like fall, because of the leaves and the acorns, or haycorns in Pooh Bear world. Hi, Joy. But these frames are amazing. Amazing. They do coordinate with the Sweet Words and Labels stamp set. So it's got these 2 frames and all these sweet sayings. So of course these go together. I love the Pooh Bear stamps. And the coordinating dies. Stampin' Up! Does a great job of adding extra dies. These are here on the table right now, actually. This is like a honeycomb die. I think this makes some fencing. There's some leaves. So not only does it cut out the stamps, but there's extras. That's why I think they're amazing. And then we have the embossing folder. Here it is. And I'm playing with that tonight, so I'm just going to set it off to the side, and we'll go over that. So again, for the 2 cards, the 1 card I made, I just posted that card because I mailed it to my daughter. I just quickly cut out the frame and then used the die cut. And the same for tonight. I quickly cut out a frame and then I used the die cut. The back has these lovely stripes. These would be really fun to fussy cut. In the back is a beautiful, I think it's Barely Blush. Another fun, busy character pattern and a sweet design on the back. These lovely scenes that you could add in some of the characters to really make some scenes. And a sweet silhouettes in hydrangea hue. Whoops, I'm dropping paper left and right. This one, whoops, there we go. You can die cut these sweet characters from the paper with the dies and not stamp and have to color or anything with this one. Hi, Judy. I'm going to see on my computer if I can see comments. The last few nights I have not been able to see comments, and yay, I can see them this time. Okay, I don't know what's different, but Judy, I'm glad you're here. Joy, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad your power is back on, that's for sure. Our power flickered at school, and some of the schools actually lost power. I think that the new school has a good new generator. These are repeats, I do believe. And this one, oh yeah, that's the repeat. So front and back. So this is the map of the 100 Acre Woods. Alrighty, so I like these 6x6. Sorry, that is not 6x6. I like these 12x12 paper storage folders that I've gotten actually on Amazon. They're not a Stampin' Up! Product, but I like how they hold my paper because I have some bins and I store them upright, and these are a little bit sturdier than the clear bags that I also use. I do use them, but those are a little bit sturdier. So, all right. I have pre-planned this card in my head, but as always, we'll see how it goes because it is not something I've made in advance. So I've got a little strip for my sentiment. I am going to need those stamps. Let me grab them back on the side here. I think I'm going to use this one. Pretty sure it's this one. We'll see. Okay. I went ahead and die cut a Very Vanilla panel to go on the inside of the card, and I just picked the largest die of the Sweet Words and Labels dies because it's pretty. I could have cut a rectangle, but this is awfully pretty. And I went ahead and pre-cut this image, excuse me, with the die. Isn't that fun? And voila, I'm actually gonna put these back on the carrier sheet as I go. Y'all know this already if you know me, if you've watched me. I make a copy before I peel them off of the cardboard backing it comes on, and then I put the copy on top of a magnet sheet. I know that's a little bit of an extra expense, but it really works for me. So because of the red honey pot in the image, I went ahead and grabbed a small scrap of cherry cobbler, because that is the color of the sweet. Whoops. I've got my take your pick tool. Oh good, my light finally came on all the way. And I die cut the little honey pot, and I'm gonna put it back. Oh, it goes in the other one. Okay, let me close that one up. Let me grab the other one, because if I don't, I'm gonna have a mess on my hands. I'm already a very messy crafter, and I don't wanna lose any of these. That's the other reason I really like the magnets, because the sticky tape that it comes on is hard to pull off the dies, and then I worry about getting them back and all the things. So this is the little bit of honey that goes on the honey pot, and I was thinking that I would use the little treat stamp so that I could send this to anybody that needs a little saying. It says, "You deserve a little treat." So I could think of lots of reasons. You might want to give someone a little treat, maybe a little encouragement, maybe a little congratulations, maybe a little birthday. It doesn't have to be a kid, because how many of you are Winnie the Pooh fans? I'm curious. I'm going to be making a card soon for my priest, because she referenced Winnie the Pooh and Friends in her Easter sermon, and it was fabulous. And so, and how much she loved Winnie the Pooh. And I was like, yeah, we are definitely friends for a reason. And so she's going to be getting a Winnie the Pooh card at some point, especially for her. So that didn't stick at all. Let me straighten that up. I did wonder, and I'm going to play with it. I haven't done this yet, so I'm not going to play with it tonight. I have wondered about adding a layer of glue on top of the honey and letting it dry so it looks like shiny, but I don't know if it'll be tacky still, and I don't want it tacky, so I'm going to have to play with that. I don't know if anybody's tried that already. Let me know. Okay. I went ahead and pre-cut an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of crumb cake cardstock and scored it at 4 1/4. And I still have not managed to bring my bone folder over here. Although, y'all, let me tell you, it has been quite a week. It's been a good week, but it's crazy at school. It's Teacher Appreciation Week. We finished state testing on, Wednesday. I literally left the house about 6:35 this morning. I was running a little bit late. I still got to work on time, later than I like to be. And I left school a little early to go to a meeting at Young Harris College, to come back to our hometown and have a dinner meeting for Delta Kappa Gamma, and got home just in time to do this live. So my husband was like, "Hello," and I'm like, "Hi, I'll talk to you in a little bit. I got to do my live." But I knew it was going to be a crazy day, so it's all good. So actually, I deserve a little treat because I've had a good day. I've made it through. Okay, anyway, I don't mean to ramble. I did some math in my head. No, not in my head. I did some math with my calculator too. And I cut this piece. I have an idea of making 3 panels, and I want a 1/4 inch between each panel. So I would need 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4 inches, which adds up to 1 inch. I didn't really need my calculator for that after all. So I cut this at 1 inch less than 5.5. So it's 4.5 inches wide. It's 4 inches tall. So if I did the math right, this should work out really well, because I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to cut 3 panels. I think I want to do 3/4 inch panels, not 1 inch panels, but we're going to play with it on the trimmer without cutting first to make sure that this works. Okay. If I cut at, I'm going to put it at 3/4 on the right. Okay, so I'm just going to visually use that. And 3/4 on the left. Where would that be? Okay, 3 inches. Sorry. Let me put that back in place. 3 inches. So if that's 3 inches right there. Kind of just using my hands. And I put this in the middle. Oh yeah, look. That's going to fit really nicely. If I try to do an inch and what is that? That's 2.5 and an inch. There's about 2.5. This is way too wide. So that's how I'm judging how to cut this. So let's give it a shot. Like I said, I want 3/4 off of each side. This is similar to the Diamond Tower pop-up card I made. I thought this would work, but I wanted to try it out on camera. And so I'm going to cut off 3/4 of an inch on the left. And if you saw that card, I think you'll understand why this is similar, because these will go here and that will go in the middle. That does not look like 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. What did I do wrong? Huh. That math should have worked, and it's not working. I wonder why. Let's think this through. If I wanted a 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, I guess I definitely need a longer piece, because that does not look good. It's okay. I'm going to make this work, because I will add in another little strip as like a little frame for this, because maybe that's 1/8 of an inch. You know what? That's what it is. That's where I went wrong, because this is 4 1/4. That's 4. That would have been 1/8 of an inch. That was the error. It's all right. This is salvageable for sure. Let's see. I don't think I want to use the cherry cobbler. Whoops. I think that would be way too bright. Let's look through our DSP here. I think I might like to use this stripe to fill in. I'm gonna pull, I almost hate to cut it because I love this front side so much. But since I've already used the front of the other one, I'm going to cut a stripe from the back of this one. That's what I'm gonna do. So I see what I did wrong. This is the joy of live videos. So I'm gonna put that at 1/4. A little less than 1/4 to make this pattern look good. That's still too much. Just want that little stripe. Give it a cut. This is going to be this will be much better. And I know it's 4 inches tall. I didn't think about it being 1/8 of an inch instead. Math, you know? It's all right, there's 1. And here's 2. And as I always say, it's not a mistake. It's an opportunity to embellish. So I will end up remaking this card with the right dimensions. Hopefully sometime this weekend, but maybe not. It is Mother's Day weekend, as you probably know. And I'm so excited that our younger daughter's able to come home. The older daughter's too far away to come home just yet. Okay. So I don't know how much crafting I'll get in while she's home. And as much as I love to craft, I sure do love spending time with my girl, my whole family. So I'm going to spend some time with my mom and sister and daughter on Saturday. So Sunday, I don't know, we don't have any plans yet, and I'm actually really happy about that. Like I said, it's been a busy week, so not having any plans and not having to decide anything is how my weekend is going to roll, I hope. All right, I'm going to center this as best I can, and then frame this with the little stripes. I think I want to do them this way. Yeah, it's kind of cute. Or should I do it? Actually, would it be cuter to, I think, to center that? Because. You know, the little crisp cantaloupe would have also been nice, but I've already cut this. I'm going to use this. One, two, three, four, five little dots. Okay. Let me grab that again. I'm going to do the little bit of the very vanilla edge on the outside or to the left of center. All right, there's one, and here's two. Yeah, that fills it in nicely, gives it some balance. Again, it's not a mistake. It's an opportunity to embellish. I knew I wanted this on the middle panel. That was kind of obvious. Oh, hey. Here's our last clue. So if you have all 6, this is a fill in the blank. That might be kind of obvious. I was afraid to try to write fill in the blank and fit it in there. So you get to fill in the blank. Like I said, email me or message me with the complete sentence. And of course, fill in the blank. And I will send you a little prize in the mail. And if you're local, I would like to save postage and give it to you soon, next time I see you. Okay, now we have some choices. I do want to stamp You Deserve a Little Treat, and then we can finish this up. This is, let me double check my math. Yeah, a 1/2 inch by 4-ish inches. It's a little bit of scrap from my stash. Oops, sticking to me. Go right there. Pick up my block. And I think I will use pecan pie ink. And I like how that brings in the green from the chair. Oh, my pecan pie ink is right here on my table. I'm going to do this kind of in the center because I'm not sure yet if I want to do like a flag, a banner. That is crooked and not acceptable. So voila, there's another side. Let's see if I can make that a little bit better. Again, sorry if you get to see the top of my head for a minute. I don't know a better way to do that. I'm very thankful for having clear stamps so that we can do that. All right, you deserve a little treat. Doing it on the left. I want the honey pot. Maybe do it kind of across the middle. Maybe so. I was hoping to do it to one side, but I don't think that's going to fit very well. So maybe across here with the little honey pot grounding that as a little flag. I don't know. Suggestions? Let me see. Are there any comments? I don't want to miss any. And I know there's a lag, so want to check. All right, I think I will grab my snips and do a little dovetail on this end. So I just do a cut. Eyeball it up the middle. I know some people get their trimmers and they're beautiful and perfect, and I'm just going to snip. Actually, that's not bad. And I'm going to cut off some of that because it went over too far. I can always trim off more if I need to. Oops. I think that would be cute at the top. I think it would be. All right. I like how the honey pot is kind of on the edge and the banner goes just across a little bit. I'm not sure if I like the bottom of that frame peeking out, so I could bring it down. I like that look a little bit better. Okay. So here we go. Let me Whoops. And I don't think I'm going to pop that on here just for mailing's sake. And I think we need a few embellishments. Don't know if my bronze little gems are here or over on the table. I'm flipping through my little basket because that, of course, did I tell y'all the last time when I couldn't find the in colors? They were right where they were supposed to be in this basket, and I missed them. Actually, these little guys might work. These are some of my retired ones. They've got a nice little crackly brown. I like that. So we're going to do 1, 2, and a little 3. Oh, I don't like that on the edge. Oh, let me just, there we go. Not bad. What do you think? A little, you deserve a little treat. And I cut this for the inside. Of course, with the stripes and the rectangles, a rectangle would be absolutely perfect. But I like having the scallop, or you know, the scalloped oval and the scalloped oval for the message. Let's see, I don't know if we want to add any stamps to the inside. I probably should have thought about that before I started gluing. But with the die cuts, to me, there's a right side and a wrong side. The right side is flat and the back side is bumpy where it cuts through. It just doesn't look as good that way. Every now and then I have used the wrong side and it's like, oh, it's fine. And it is fine, but it's better this way. And I could get fancy and cut more of that striped paper and run a little border across the bottom, but golly, y'all, I'm kind of trying to preserve that paper, even though it's made to be used, right? It's made to be used. Oh, let's do some little bees real quick. And I'm just going to use probably black for the bees. Yeah, a little flight of bees here. I think they'd look better in black than the pecan pie. I don't know. Probably fine either way. I'm just gonna peel this off the block, set it off to the side, and I'm gonna clean both of these when I'm done. Got a little extra ink I'm gonna wipe off. It washes off, I promise. If not the first washing, at least by the second, so. Okay. Oh, that's darling. I maybe could have put it at the top, it doesn't matter. I don't want to gild the lily. Isn't that the expression? So I'm going to quit while I'm ahead. And there we go. A quick little introduction to the Sweet Old Friends stamp set, the Sweet Words and Labels stamp set and dies. Of course, all of these are part of the Silly Old Bear Suite, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this one, and I can't wait to share more with you. I am even thinking about a little stamp camp to do some in-depth projects. Joy, honestly, I thought about like a 6x8 baby through the you know, baby album of like a spread for each month. I've even thought, that would be kind of nice to have a mini album of my girls back in the day, which, like, I have time for that, y'all. Oh, and no grandbabies on site, on the horizon yet. And hey, what did you know? Here are the embellishments I was looking for, just sitting right there on the table. I need to put things back where they belong, but that's not as much fun as making a mess, right? It's always more fun to make a mess than clean it up. And I love when your messes result in something, a sweet little treat. So who do you know that deserves a little treat? And like I said, I hope you've played along with my little mystery phrase all 3 nights, and send me your completed sentence. It's really a sentence. So send me your completed sentence. And if you're not a local person that I see, then also give me your address and I will mail you a little treat. And it's going to be a little something, a little token of appreciation, but still a little treat. So thanks again for watching. I'm going to repost the group shipping code right after this live in case you would like to place an order. It closes tonight. There's absolutely no pressure to order, but if you've been thinking about something, or now's the time. And as always, if you've been inspired by anything that I've shared or made, I would love to see what you create, whether it's with Stampin' Up! Or not. I love all the things. So thank you so much for being part of my inky scrapper little crafty community, and please, 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 by all means, go get inky. And for all of the moms out there, happy Mother's Day. Thanks for all that you do. And for those of you who are missing moms this weekend, you're in my thoughts and prayers. My heart goes out to you also. So again, make each day a great day, and to me, it's a great day if you get inky. So there you go. Words to live by, right? Take care. Thanks so much, y'all. Bye.